Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Want me to wait out here, Uncle Jed?
No, come on up. Always seems a pleasure, Miss Jane, a heap to see you.
Oh, good morning, Chief.
Morning, Miss Hathaway. Oh, I'm expecting Mr. Clampett for a very important meeting.
Will Jethro be with him?
Probably. Come in and bring your book. I've decided to get rid of Kavanaugh. Give his seat on the board of directors to Jed Clampett. We'll buy him new clothes, a new car. He'll join the club. He'll meet and mingle with important people. The first thing you know, Mr. Clampett will be hooked on the good life and won't want to go back to those hills, especially if he has to draw the money out of his own bank. Huh. Brilliant idea, right? Miss Hathaway, when I say right, question mark, you're supposed to say right, exclamation point. Miss Hathaway.
Yes, Chief.
What is that?
A wig. I got it for Jethro. Do you think he'll like it?
Of course not. It doesn't even look good on you.
Chief, always a joke.
Look, a bank is no place for frivolity. That's why I'm getting rid of Kavanaugh, our Playboy board member. So take that silly thing off before Mr. Clampett. How are you?
Howdy, howdy, ma'am. Howdy, ma'am.
Hello there.
Hey, why, it's Miss Jane.
Well, I'll be doggone.
What happened? Your hair's turned white.
You been sick, Miss Jane?
Look, Mr. Clampett and I have business. Why don't you and Jethro wait in your office, Blondie?
Come along, Jethro.
Sit down, Mr. Clampett.
Thank you.
Jethro, I have found that the intellectual approach has a limited appeal, romantically speaking, so I have decided to become a glamour girl. What do you think of the idea?
Well, I think it's swell.
Oh, thank you.
But when are you going to start?
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Who is this vision of delight? This breathtaking, radiant creature?
I'm Jethro Bodine.
Jethro's uncle is Mr. J.D. Clampett, you know, our largest depositor. He's with Mr. Drysdale right now.
Oh, well, I understand old Grumpy wants to see me. I'll take a few laps around the secretarial pool and drop back.
Right.
Au revoir, ma chérie. Stay as sweet as you are.
Yes, sir, I will. Well, he sure did cotton to me, didn't he?
Well, Mr. Clampett, how does that director's job sound?
It ain't important to know banking, huh?
Of course not. It's mostly a social position. And there'll be some great parties at the club. Several of our directors are widowers like yourself.
Is that a fact?
Oh, a little older, white hair, but you know the old saying, snow on the roof doesn't mean the fire's out in the furnace. How about it?
By doggies, Mr. Drysdale. Could be this is just the thing I've been hoping would come along.
Wonderful.
Sounds made to order for Granny.
Well, then it's all set.
Granny, you know, she's been lonesome as a polecat in the parlor, and meeting and mingling with a couple of them white-haired widowers is just what she needs.
Well, but that's not
You see, back home, she had herself some gentlemen callers, and she misses that.
Yes. Well,
Excuse me, Chief. Your wife is on the phone. She says it's very important.
Oh, well, I'll be running along.
No, wait. Hello, Margaret. I'm very busy. Can I? Yes, dear, you tell me all about it.
Well, Mr. Drysdale, Jethro and me got to be getting home. You want me to speak to Granny about being a director?
No, no. That is, I mean, not yet. You see, we'll take it under consideration. We'll figure out something. Well, you will hear from me.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Really? And what did your mother say then?
Excuse me, Chief. Mr. Kavanaugh, see you.
Clifton, to you, my dear. May I have this dance?
All right. Break it up. This is a bank, not a nightclub. And you get back to your desk and take that mop off your head.
But, Chief, I want to find out if it's true blondes have more fun.
Ask one. Kavanaugh, it's antics like this that have cost you... What do you think you're doing?
Picking out a date for lunch. Want me to see if she's got a friend for you?
Certainly not. I'm a happily married man.
Ah, here she is. Where's the rest of the phone?
Yes, dear, I'm listening.
Yeah. I didn't say anything.
But you were thinking it. Now, that's the second seat you've lost this bank today.
What are you talking about?
You have also lost your seat on the board of directors. You're through.
Why?
Why? For conduct unbecoming an officer, that's why. They're calling you the Playboy banker, the Wolf of Wilshire Boulevard.
Really?
Stop grinning. Take stock of yourself, man. There you are, almost 65 years old. What kind of a life do you lead? Out with a different woman every night. Parties, champagne, dancing until dawn. Aren't you ashamed?
At 65? Are you kidding?
Instead of running around with all those young girls, why don't you find some woman close to your own age and settle down? Find real happiness and contentment as I have. Yes, dear, I'm listening. There are plenty of lonely... Granny.
What?
Listen, Clifton. What if I were to save your bank directorship for you?
Well, that would make me very happy,
No,
but...
all you have to do is to make a certain lady happy. She feels lonely and neglected. Now, she's not exactly young, and perhaps you wouldn't find her attractive.
Milburn.
She's your wife. I wasn't thinking of my wife. Sit down. The woman I have in mind is J.D. Clampitt's mother-in-law.
I've never met her.
Sweetest little woman in the world. Lovely, petite, lots of fun.
Granny, there's a city fella coming to call on you.
What's he selling?
He ain't selling nothing. He just heard about you from Mr. Drysdale, and he wanted to meet you. Now, you run on upstairs and get yourself all prettied up.
For a city feller?
Granny, this one's something special. He's a bank director. Now, run on up and put on a nice dress, huh?
If he don't like the way I look, he can look someplace else.
All right, Granny, you know best.
You better believe it.
What you doing, Granny?
I'm dusting. What does it look like I'm doing?
Oh, it smells so good.
That's lavender furniture polish.
Ma, you sure are gussing up for housework.
Well, I'm trying to set an example for the rest of this family. What if we was all of a sudden to have company?
Us? What kind of company?
Any kind. Supposing a bank director was to drop by.
A what?
Hey, Ellie, Uncle Jed says for us to get cleaned up. There's a bank director coming by.
See? What did I tell you? See who that is, will you, Jed? I'm busy.
Well, that's probably your gentleman caller, Mr. Kavanaugh.
Well, if it is, have him sit down. I'll get to him when I can.
How do you do? I'm Clifton Cavanaugh. I believe Mr. Clampett's expecting me.
Come in, come in. I'm Jed Clampett.
So you're J.D. Clampett, eh?
Yes, sir. Pleased to meet you.
Well, it's a rare treat to shake hands with you like this.
Oh? Well, it's the way I've always done it.
Oh, I mean, you're quite a famous man with all those millions in the bank. Close to 50 now, isn't it?
Well, to tell you the truth, Mr. Cavanaugh, I ain't never seen him to count him. But I got a nephew, Jethro, and he's right good at ciphering. One of these days, I'm gonna send him down to the bank, pile up all my money, and... Oh, quick, never forgot. You come to see Granny.
Oh, no, I'm here to see your mother-in-law.
Yeah, that's Granny. Granny! Gentleman caller here to see you.
Another one?
Granny, this here is Mr. Clifton Cavanaugh, and he has been wanting to meet you.
Well, you ought to told me he was coming. I'd have got fixed up a little.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Well, I'm going to leave you two alone. There's a nice warm fire in the parlor.
So, you've been wanting to meet me, have you?
Yes. And now that I have, au revoir.
Hey, that's the wrong way. The parlor's in here.
I dare not trust myself alone with you, you enticing creature.
Going somewhere, Cavanaugh?
Yes, as a matter of fact,
He don't trust himself alone with me.
Neither do I. That's why I'm here.
Howdy, everybody.
Hello, Jethro. Well, Cavanaugh, I'm glad to see things are going so well.
Yes, I was completely enchanted from the moment I laid eyes on this captivating creature.
That's true, Mr. Drysdale. He locked me right off.
Make yourself scarce. Go chop some wood.
But I just put on my good clothes.
Go take them off.
But I put them on to see the company.
You've seen the company. Now go take them off.
That fella probably wants to talk to me. He thinks the sun rises and sets in me.
Get out.
Boy, everybody orders me around.
There's a nice fire in the parlor, Mr. Cavanaugh.
Clifton to you, my dear. Well, that sounds perfectly wonderful, but it's getting late, you see, and I have to dress for dinner.
Where are you taking Granny for dinner?
Granny?
Any place you say, Clifton.
There's nothing I'd enjoy more than taking you to dinner. However, unfortunately, I already have a dinner date with my aunt. Dear, sweet, old Aunt Phyllis. She's been looking forward to it for a long time.
Then there's no problem. You can take along Mr. Clampett for your aunt.
That'll be just dandy.
A nice foursome.
Yes, it would be. My car, though, only holds 2 people.
Then take mine.
It's very nice of you, Milburn, but I promised Aunt Phyllis a ride in an open car. The dear old girl loves to look at the stars and the bright lights.
Then we can take ours. It's as open as they come.
Well, then, it's all settled. I'll go speak to Mr. Clampett.
Oh, wait. Mr. Clampett might not like Aunt Phyllis.
I've seen some of these dear, sweet old aunts you take out to dinner. Mr. Clampett will adore Aunt Phyllis.
Will you stop calling me Aunt Phyllis?
I just want you to get used to it so we won't make any goofs.
You'll never top the one you've already made.
Please, this is the only way I can save my seat on the board of directors.
Oh, but Cliff, I've been looking forward to this date for weeks, and now it's ruined.
No, it isn't. Now, these people go to bed with the chickens. They'll probably fold by 8 o'clock, and we'll dance the rest of the night away.
Oh, come on. Nobody in Beverly Hills goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
Wait till you see these two. My date has got to be 75 years old. They call her Granny.
You'd better be telling me the truth, Cliffy.
How would I lie to my own aunt?
How do we look, young'un?
Hot dog! You two are sure gonna cut a deep rut tonight.
You'll be staying out real late?
I don't hardly think so, Ellie. Judging from Mr. Cavanaugh, his aunt must be well along in years. As far as that's concerned, he looks like he's waded as deep as water, too.
I don't know, Jed. He still might have a little snap left in his garters.
Where are you going, Granny?
I'm going to put a little vanilla extract behind my ears. If he's still got it, I aim to get it.
Well, Granny sure is happy, ain't she, Pa?
For a fact, Ellie, ever since she met that fella, she's been grinning like a butcher's dog.
I bet you that's your date.
Well, Jethro, you get Granny. Oh, howdy. Come in, come in.
Thank you. Aunt Phyllis, this is J.D. Clampett.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you. My dog, you are the youngest looking aunt I ever did see.
Not as young as that Granny.
Oh, this here is my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Yonder's Granny.
Howdy, Cliffy. Are you ready to kick up your heels?
You bet I am.
Where's your aunt?
Right here, Aunt Phyllis. This here's Granny.
Your aunt?
Right. Rather well preserved, isn't she?
She sure is. Nice looking jar, too. There's Jethro. I told him to fetch the truck around for us.
Truck?
Good night, Ellie. Get to bed early, will you?
I will, Pa. Have fun now. Night.
We'll try.
Are you serious about taking that old wreck nightclubbing?
Yes, I am. And that's no way to talk about your own nephew.
Aunt Phyllis?
Clifton, must you honk that horn?
In view of the fact that we have practically no brakes or lights, I think it advisable.
I reckon you must be enjoying this, Aunt Phyllis.
Me?
Your nephew told us how fond you are riding in the open. That's why we brung the truck.
I don't know how I'm going to repay him for tonight.
Oh, just forget about that. Treats on us fellers.
Where you fellas figuring on taking us to eat?
Well, how about the Coconut Grove?
We's all dressed up. Let's eat inside.
The Grove is a famous night spot.
Oh, one of them. We had a cottonwood grove like that back home. And you could hardly get in there at night for the park buggies. Remember that, Jed?
Granny, I reckon it's a little too early in the evening to commence talking about things like that. You'll have Aunt Phyllis blushing.
I've been blushing since we started out. Can't we go someplace and eat quickly?
I'm all for that, Phyllis. I'm hungrier than a woodpecker with a sore beak.
Let's go someplace where there's music. Granny's fond of dancing.
So is Jed. You got a treat coming to you, honey. When old Jed gets to stomping, he plumb knocks the hay out of the loft.
You fond of dancing, Aunt Phyllis?
Well, Aunt Phyllis just loves to dance.
You got a stitch, Cliffy?
I'll be all right.
Can't we go someplace and eat?
All right, honey. Aunt Phyllis. Any preferences?
How about a dark drive-in?
That's all right as long as you got dancing.
Leave it to me. I know every spot in town.
Well, get to one in a hurry. Some people like to be in bed by 8 o'clock.
Are you sure you want this table in the corner?
Yes.
Well, this early I can seat you next to the dance floor if you
This
prefer.
is the table we want.
As you wish, madam.
There ain't much business. Are you sure the food's good in here?
Yes, madam, yes.
I don't see no truck drivers. That's always a good sign when the truck drivers eat at a place.
Granny, I reckon it's a mite late for truck drivers to be eating.
It's getting a bit late for me, too. Can we order, please?
Cocktails before dinner?
What do you say we have champagne?
All right with me. I ain't choicey.
Phyllis?
Anything.
Fine with me.
Richelieu 59. Extra dry?
I am.
Extra dry. Thank you, sir.
There's a dance floor. What do you say we we work up a little appetite before supper?
Well, there's no music yet.
Oh, that don't need to stop us. I brought along Jed's harmonica.
Please.
Oh, you play the harmonica.
That's just dandy. You and Jed can take turns. And while you're dancing, I'll play the water glasses. Slippy, what do you do?
Well, I have a feeling that tonight I'm going to do a lot of drinking.
What's the matter with you, Cliffy? Don't you know how to dance?
Well, not the kind you're doing. I believe this is supposed to be a bossa nova.
Oh, no, this is a Blue Ridge Barn Burner.
I'm afraid I don't know it.
Hey, Jed, come on up here and show this city dude how to do the Blue Ridge Barn Burner.
Just a minute, Granny. You feel like dancing yet? And fellas don't feel like dancing yet. I reckon she's having mighty too much to drink. Yeah, that's it, all right. Anything I can do to help you, Aunt Phyllis?
I don't suppose you carry a revolver.
You all right, Phyllis?
I may never be all right again.
It beats me how anybody can get juiced on that soda pop. Ain't got no wallop at all.
I've tasted well water that had more. Hey, a little dancing might make you feel better, Aunt Phyllis.
No, thank you.
Anything you like?
Yes, I'd like a few moments alone with my nephew.
Well, come on, Granny. Let's show him how to do the Sibley Sidebuster.
Now, Phyllis, I know what you're going to say, and you should be ashamed
For what?
for using such language. I'm crazy about you.
Crazy, period. How can that old goat be so important to your bank?
Honey, that old goat has almost $50 million in our bank. He's our largest depositor. You see, they struck oil in his place back in those hills, and those millions just keep rolling in. So you see, Phyllis, he's really the backbone of...
May I cut in?
You feeling better, Auntie?
Oh, I feel great.
Go to it.
You know the Sibley Sidebuster, do you?
Oh, no, but I'll learn. And I'm going to show you a few things along the way.
Dog, if that ain't got the Sibley Sidebuster back right off the floor.
What happened? Where are we?
Home.
3 o'clock in the morning. Well, Mr. Clampett, we certainly painted the town. Where are Phyllis and Mr. Clampett?
We left them off at the Watusi Go-Go.
I better get on over there.
Oh, they someplace else by now. They was gonna dance their way right down the Sunset Strip.
Could I have a cup of coffee?
Sure, come on in. Maybe you'd rather have a glass of warm milk.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Party pooper.
Now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here?
This has been a Filmways presentation.